What's going on, Warpath family? We're back at it again with another video. Today, man, we're going to go over a little bit about some bomber planes. I know you guys have probably seen some before, but a lot of you wanted me to go more in depth about what I feel is the best bomber plane and about the differences of the plane. So I want to talk about some key topics because I've asked a lot of questions to the devs and I've asked a lot of questions to players. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned to the video, guys. First bomber we're going to get into, guys, is the Martyr's Watch. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys my setup. So this is just a 5.5 star because I have all three factions as a 5.5 star. I'm not going to put any mods, any parts, so that they're pretty comparable. But let's check out the camp bonuses. So right now I have 6 total Martyr's Watch and 2 of the Liberty. That is 18 plus 2%, 20%. That's what I'm rocking right now. I will adjust that and show it so that you guys can see it for the other factions as well. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's go ahead and bomb something, right? Okay, this is going to be our target of choice. This is a tank. Okay, so I want you guys to know that the Martyr's Watch bomber plane has buffs specifically for tanks. It is a tank type bomber. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do this and watch what happens. Here they come in. Now what you will notice is only 3 of them are highlighted right here. There are 3 total airplanes striking, so that means that each bomber airplane is pretty much hitting a single target. So it is very designated on a single target, guys. Okay, that's what I want to bring up. Now let's go ahead and check that one more time. It should be coming back. So it said 53-56 on the overall hit for each one of these. Okay, guys. Now we are going to go into the Vanguard. The Vanguard is a unit that hits all of them. We're going to see a little bit of difference how the Vanguard bomber does on these. Next up, guys, is the Vanguard. Just so you guys can see, I swapped out my units so that I have 6 Vanguard, 2 Liberties. We're going to be testing the 5.5 star bomber with nothing on it. Now, the one thing about the Vanguard, as opposed to the Martyr's Watch, is that its hit is going to be everywhere. Look how it target all of them. They turned red. Unlike the other ones that target only a single unit hitting it, and there were 3 bombers, this one is going to target all of them. But look at the damage. Only 1554 on each one of those. So, that is a big difference between the single hit. Okay, and we're going to go over the math. We're also going to go over the science behind them. We're going to talk about what each bomber has in store for itself. And next up, guys, we are going to finalize it with the Liberty Bomber and talk a little bit about it. All right, guys, next up, we have the Liberty Bomber. Just so you can see, I have 6 total Liberty and 2 Vanguards for the camp buffs. Okay, so 6 and 2. We're going to use a 5.5 star, and it is the Liberty Bomber. This one is going to hit all around a grid. Very good for if you have clusters of enemies. Very good. But let's check out some of the damage that it does. So it's going to target all of them, just like the Vanguard did. But this time, this one only did 941 damage on each one of them. So check that out. Yep, 941. And like I said, guys, here in a second, in this next clip, we are going to go over all of the factors of the bombers and why all of these numbers appeared and which one I think is the best. Okay, guys, so stay tuned. All right, guys, let's start the breakdown. So we started off with the Martyr's Watch and the bomber. Okay, if you look over here beside me, you can see it's going to say that the tank killer is the camp bonus for this one, meaning it's specifically for tanks, which would make sense because it had the most damage with 5356, 5,356 times 3 of those. So it did a total damage of 16,068. The Vanguard only did 1554, but it did it across 8 units. However, that is still only 12,432 damage. Okay, guys, and the Liberty with the least amount, which was 941 times 8, so it was 7,528 damage. Now, there's a reason for this, because this one is just for tanks. Now, when we look at this particular unit, and let's get out of here and go look at the unit. When we look at the bomber and we look at the attributes right here, you will notice that the personnel damage, the vehicle damage, and the structural damage, the vehicle damage is the highest, with the personnel and the structural both the same. So that means it's keying in mainly on the vehicle. And the fact that it only has a single boost, meaning that it has only vehicle damage, but it's 200%. It's 200%. And this unit actually had a buff, a debuff, that during the, they said that there was a bug and it shouldn't have been that strong. So this has definitely been debuffed. However, this unit still has the highest percentage out of all of them for a vehicle damage boost, as opposed to, let's say, the Vanguard, right? And let's go look at that. It is right here. The Vanguard has 2 boost. However, it only has 125% on the vehicle and 125% on the personnel. Now, the reason that this unit did less because of that boost is because this unit actually, to me, is a better unit because it keys in on 2 things, right? And one of them is artillery, because personnel damage boost is the same damage boost that's in light tanks and other things that are against not only just infantry, but artillery, because they're classified as personnel. So what you see here is that the structural damage is low, the vehicle damage is high, and also the personnel damage is high. So this unit, even though it does less damage just against the tank, can do better against an artillery. And most of you guys that are trying to bomb something are not trying to bomb a super heavy, and you're not trying to bomb a fast unit because it seems like it misses because the unit's all over the field and it can't really catch up, so the bombs look like it doesn't hit it very well. You guys are going after the stationary artillery, the artillery that's slow in the field, the artillery that is weak so that you can get the most kills off of that. So actually this Vanguard bomber is super amazing. Okay. Now, lastly, we have the Liberty, and let's take a look at the Liberty bomber. Why are my eyes not seeing it? Let's go right here. The Liberty bomber has high personnel, high vehicle, just the same as the Vanguard, both of them, with a lower structural. However, its only boost is 60%. 60% to structural. Not 160%, but only 60%. To me, it was like they completely did this unit wrong. For one, if this unit was supposed to be for structural, right? For structure, you would have high structure damage, low vehicle, low personnel. So the most damage and everything would be geared towards structure, but it's not. It has a boost, a very weak boost of 60%, but yet it has high rates for personnel and vehicle. That's contradictory. So that's why I can't really give the Liberty bomber all that much praise. Even though it hits so many grids, it does. It splashes damage everywhere. For some reason, these stats just seem wrong. You guys leave a comment down below what you think about this. I mean, doesn't seem contrary to you? It doesn't seem like it's supposed to be like that. So, out of all 3, if you were just trying to hit tanks, of course, the Martyr's Watch is a great one. The Vanguard is going to be good for your artillery and your tank because it has a bonus and it keys in on also. So let's check that out. Let's look at the camps, manuals, go to our Vanguard, and go to our bomber. This bomber, his main camp bonus is just the damage radius, so it splashes everywhere, right? And then, as you guys know, the Liberty bomber is just for its multi-grid bombing, having 7 grids. It also takes the most personnel. It takes 12 personnel. So, you guys tell me, what has your experience been of the bombers? Which ones do you like the most? Leave a comment down below. Till next time, guys. Peace.